And welcome back. Suicide is a leading cause of death here in the United States, according to the CDC. In fact, in 2020, suicide was the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 14, our kids, and 25 through 34 years old. But it can be prevented. And so today I'm joined with Gina Merrick. She is the creator of the My Fave 5 app. And thank you so much for being here with us. I should tell our viewers that we've been talking for at least a year now. Gina contacted me. She lost her son to suicide and wanted to do something about it. So before we get into what you now have started to do, let's talk about your son. What happened and what do you want people to know about him?
So in early 2016, my son Jacob died by suicide, and we had no warning signs, and we had no idea he was suffering. He was 15, and really that was what sparked me to make a difference and to do something for others.
Now, a year or so ago, when we were talking, you had these ideas, but you weren't quite sure exactly what you wanted to do, but now you do. It's this My Fave 5 app. And what is this about?
So it's meant to be a mental wellness tool. And so the idea is to help individuals identify, connect, and build relationships with people who are already in their life. And so the goal there is to get them to learn how to talk about what they're struggling with and day-to-day challenges, and especially our young adults, so that they can learn how to ask for help, but they can also learn through day-to-day challenges before they hit a breaking point on how to rationalize through it.
So the idea is sort of exactly how it sounds, My Favorite 5, your favorite 5 people, or the people who you could turn to, share something with. And the idea is to get them comfortable with this, talking to those people, maybe if they're just at first having a down day or they're frustrated, before it becomes that day or night or morning when they turn to the other alternative, right?
Exactly. And so we started with just teens, but what we did through the enhanced app this summer is we opened it to everybody. So the idea is that young adults, as they're transitioning to college, can identify their 5 people who they can reach out to just to talk about their transition or talk about what they're going through in a new environment. And then the other focus is on veterans. I really want to focus on how do we help our veterans who have served our country in coming home into communities that they may not have a support system. How do we help them create their network of support? And it's really formalizing that network of support that's individualized, and each person determines who they have to talk to and who they can trust.
A lot of you may not realize, but our veterans, our emergency workers, they also have a very high suicide rate because of all that they see and all that they internalize. You know, it's funny because as I was thinking about this, because we have talked about it a couple of times, and I have teenagers, and I thought, well, will they use it? Will somebody use it? What was your thinking when you developed this, that maybe they'll start to get comfortable with people before it gets too late?
That was the idea. Initially it was teens reaching out to adults, because adults have experienced so much in their life and they can help them understand what they're going through and how to work through it. So initially that was the premise, is to get them to talk to adults. But what I'm realizing is that just having a network of support and having anyone to talk to that could just listen, and in some regards it's even talking about the good things that are happening, so that they could share that I had a great day, and then they learn how to just express themselves, because so many times they close up. And during COVID we saw that with the isolation and the loneliness, is to how to get them to realize they do have people that love and care for them, and they just need to reach out. And the app makes it very easy to use the existing phone technology to reach out.
So if you're watching this, and I know so many of you out there, suicide touched my life, clearly it's touched yours. Take out your phone, download the app. It's super easy, and you don't have to have 5. If your kids maybe are really only comfortable, or an adult in your life is only comfortable with 2 or 3, you can just add 2 or 3, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a relationship matrix that I'd encourage people to use. It's on the website and it's through the app, but it allows you to really assess all the people that you have. And even if there's just one person, you know, that one person is a gift. And to have that one person start with that and then build out your 5 from there.
Gina, thank you so much for being on and for
you.
sharing Jacob's story. I always say to people, the way to break the stigma is for us to talk about it. And I do think we're talking about suicide more than we did 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yes.
So thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right, let's do the weather thing now, and Haddon Berniston in for us tonight. It's hot out there, and it feels like it's going to rain, and it
Yes.
probably is.
Yeah, we already have rain in a